What's up, Threadbangers? My name is Brooks. My friends call me Brooksy. And I'm here in my studio in Aspen, Colorado. And other than do ridiculous art, I love to sew. So with that in mind, what I'd like to do today is show you all how I make the shirt purse, or the pert, or the shirts, or whatever you want to call it. So to begin, what you're going to want to do is go to your local secondhand store, thrift shop, or your closet and find a men's shirt and a men's tie. The thicker the shirt, the better, so you don't have to support it with any interfacing or any other fabric. So it makes it much simpler. So let's go. First thing you want to do is lay your shirt out flat on your table and measure 6 inches from the center to both sides. Make a little mark at the top and then cut. So you see now I've just cut down the sides to the tops of the pockets. Typically I would take off the pockets, but these are deep enough that I don't have to. So right now I'm going to cut along this top of the pocket line, and then we'll have what we'll start as our purse. First thing you're going to want to do is sew a line down this end of the placket, I think they call it, all the way up to just below the top button, and then we can go from there. Next thing you want to do is tie your tie. So you got to tie it with the bottom end really low and not much hanging out, because this part is going to be your strap. If you don't know how to tie your tie, ask your dad or your man, or get a real job. No, F that. Don't get a real job. Okay, with your tie as long as possible for the strap and as short as you can get it on this side, turn up the collar on the shirt and throw it over like this, like so. Turn down the collar, but you're going to leave the tie coming out of the side right at about the top seam. Then what you're going to want to do is just sew a little tack on the collar to keep the collar down and to keep the tie in place. Yeah, it's just a little wide cross stitch right at the corner of the collar. That's good. Next up, just tuck the tie behind the collar up to this side seam and sew another tack right there. It's important to make sure that the tie is under the collar as well, because if you don't sew it on the tie, it might come undone and then you'd be pissed. Bam! Next, just simply throw a pin at the top of each fold. So when you fold it inside out, you know how to line it up to pin it. Next, just fold the shirt inside out. Line up your top pins. This is what you got. Your shirt's turned inside out. Line up to each edge. Bottom of the tie should be coming through centered. Pull out the rest of the strap, because like a dumb idiot, I typically do so the strap underneath, and I have to redo it. So pull the strap through to make life a little bit easier. Alright, so I pinned around the edges all the way up to the top of the folds. I'll go ahead and sew about, try not to get more than a ½ inch in for your seam allowance. table is shaking. Okay, so I've sewed all the way around the edge. Now what I'm going to do is clip off the tie and turn it back inside out. Okay, now that you've turned it right side out, voila, the shirts or the pert or something. Just remove the label from the back. You can throw your own in there. Mine's Hautestew. You can find me on Etsy at hautestew.etsy.com. But right now, since it's just after the holidays, I gave a lot of stuff away. But there will be more on there soon, I promise. Other than that, thanks a lot, Threadbangers. Corinne, Rob, Megan, we really appreciate what you do. Hope you have a great new year, and best of luck in 2010. Snip, snip, snap.